Hey, family. It's Kim Love Jones here, certified relationship coach. Just looking for my thing to clean my glasses. I am going to jump right on. I will not be on long, but I wanted to jump on because I wanted to talk to y'all about hurt people, hurting people. You know, sometimes I want to just see the best in everybody. I'm kind of wired that way that while everybody else may see the neon flashing lights, hi, I see you watching. Say hello, say hello. While everybody else may see the neon flashing lights, I am the type of person who sees and wants to see and actively looks for the best in everybody. To the point that some people think that I'm extremely naive and that I'm not paying attention to what's going on around me, right? Well, I wanted to jump on because I wanted to talk about how hurt people, right? And what I generally do, and this is the truth. Say hello, say hello. I see y'all watching. Say hello. I wanted to talk about this because I know that a lot of people have not been healed. A lot of people have not been delivered. They don't know. I am putting this in my group. They do not know that what they do to other people generally comes back to bite them on their butt. They don't realize that what you do to someone is always going to come back and be a problem for you. And then sometimes people sit and they ask the questions, well, what did I do? What did I do to deserve this? Right? Sometimes they don't even realize how much damage they've done in your life. They don't realize how much they hurt you. Um, they don't realize that that they are the culprit in their own situation. Hey, I see you. Ita, how are you? How are you? I'm so glad you're here. I love you. You are amazing. I love you. I love you. Yeah, but sometimes people do not understand that they are truly the culprit in their own situation. They just don't see it, right? And so what they do, I guess they never ask themselves, like, have I truly healed? Did I work through what I needed to work through in order to be a better person, in order to show up differently in relationships? And a lot of times people don't even realize the damage that they're doing to someone else. Let me stop right here for 1 second. I need to address this. Yesterday, I posted this post on my wall about wanting to be a wife. You know, I'm a wife and this, that, and the other, right? So I had saw someone else who had posted it and I said, oh, this is nice. So I gathered a picture and then what I did was I reposted it, right? And some good stuff came out of it, but some really, like, I guess people must have thought I was thirsty or desperate or something. Like, I don't know what made them think that because I am a relationship coach. Like, that's what I do. I post stuff about relationships, right? I'm not going to post something like I am a husband or I want to be a husband because I'm not a man. But because I do what I do, I post a lot of stuff that does not actually have anything to do with me. Like, it has something to do with other people and how other people feel. And I'm sidebarring because I think that this is really important. Like, some women may not ever want to get married again or get married, period. Some women may not want to be in a relationship. That is not my personal testimony, but that is a testimony of a lot of women. And I just wanted to stop and say, like, I took it down only because a lot of people really genuinely be thinking, like, Kim must be really desperate to get married. No, Kim is not. I like it over here. If y'all notice when I go live, my house is peaceful. It is quiet. When I decide I want to go to dinner, Kim takes herself out to dinner. Kim lives a life that is beautiful. I read. Hey, Keish, I see you, baby. How are you? Listen. I saw Keish the other day, and I was just hanging out. They had me hanging out. Keisha was just so they wore me out. The introvert in me, Keish, was having a fit. I was like this. We went to three different places, Keish. We went to three different places. I was like, the introvert in me was going crazy because I don't hang out like that. I go to one place, maybe two. Kim is home. Kim likes it in here. I like it over here. I really do. I really like who I am and how I show up. So I don't know why who doesn't want to aspire to have a partner? Who doesn't? I think most people want partnership. They want companionship, right? But it was given when I posted the post yesterday. I guess it was giving vibes of desperation. But truth, I didn't write the words. I just added a picture to the words and posted it on my wall. But that's neither here nor there. The reality of the situation is I like it over here. It's very peaceful. It is very, very peaceful. And just because a woman wants to be in relationship with a man does not make her desperate. Because if that was the case, I'd have been in a relationship 5 or 6, 7 men ago. I'm so serious. I'd have still been hanging in there, child, hanging on by a thread, knowing that it wasn't worth anything to me, that it wasn't worth my time or my attention if I was desperate. But I'm not. I like it over here. It's peaceful in my house. I have no drama. I have nothing. I really enjoy it. Right? And some good stuff came out of that because somebody inboxed me something so dope last night about me. And I thought that she's so dope and I love her. And she's just such an amazing woman. And I just love what she wrote to me. And I know that it was God sent. So something really, really good came out of, me posting that post, but I took it down because I was like, are you serious? Like, the other stuff that I was getting, the feedback that I was getting was, kind of like, it was giving off hints of desperation because of what it was wrote. And I was like, I know y'all can't possibly think that. You can't. You can't possibly think that because there is no desperation. In fact, I got too much interest, but not from the right person. Do y'all understand? Like, no thirst over here, even though I know the thirst is real in a lot of people's lives. I'm not thirsty for anything but the Lord. But the Lord, that part, right? But I want to get back to why I got people who say anything but be doing the opposite. Keish, that's what and people don't even really know how you live in. They really don't know. People know about my life, or they may think it's my life because it's on social media, but people don't really know me. People don't know who I am. They do not know. And they swear they know, but they do not know. They don't know how I really am in real life when I'm at home or, if they see me in the street, people say stuff, oh, Kim, da, 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 and I just listen. But the reality is for me is that it doesn't matter what I post on social media. I'm a relationship coach. There are women and men that I deal with all the time. And the brothers they'll say something if I go live on occasion. But I have brothers inboxing me all the time and talking to me all the time about their relationships. I talk to both men and women. I have lately been focusing on women, on my sisters, because I need my sisters to heal. Because when we heal, we take our power back. We do not have to roll around in the mud with anybody when we healed and we feel good about who we are and how we show up, right? And again, I only deleted that post because it was causing quite a little bit of, controversy. And I was like, really? But you could think what you want to think. Anybody could think whatever they want to think. I don't get to tell people what to think, say, or do. I just get to show up and be my amazing and wonderful self in whatever spaces and places I'm in. Right? That's it. That's it. That's all I get to do. And I can handle that because, I got that. I got that part. Right? But the reason why I wanted to jump on again tonight is to talk about when you heal, how you show up differently when you do this body of work. And I call it a body of work. It is ongoing. It never ends. It is constantly, we're always course correcting and renegotiating and refining who we are and how we show up as men and women, right? Like if I have truly healed, and that's a question that I think everybody needs to ask themselves, have I truly healed? But if I have truly healed, then I will not do the same things that I used to do. I'm getting better. I'm being refined. Everything is beginning to work out for me. Things are working out in my life, right? Because once I get healed, things start to align. Because I know women who have come to me privately, of course, and said to me, Kim, I don't know how I even married this guy. I was homeless. I was in recovery. I was trying to get my life together. I ended up marrying him, and he did not do anything for me, but I was in a difficult place. That's how it starts. And then you begin to realize that now you're connected and tied to someone who does not necessarily, is not necessarily for you, because the place that you were in mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and even sometimes physically, you were looking for someone to rescue you. And you ended up tying yourself to someone who did not have the capacity to love you properly according to what you need. Because again, loving somebody properly, what does that mean exactly, Kim? Right? Whatever it is that you need, right? Because everybody is different. Black women are not a monolith. Everybody don't want the same things, and everybody is not in the same mental and emotional space. So what does that mean to you? And so when I heard her story, she's not my client. She called me for a consultation. I listened, and I said, but pretty much you already know what you need to do. Because you ain't never going to hear me tell anybody, because I follow the Lord. You ain't never going to hear me tell nobody get a divorce. That's something that she has to process and she has to go through. But women will find themselves in spaces and in places, right? That because of where they are mentally and emotionally, that are not a good fit for them, right? And my thing is to all women, like, when we stand in our power, when we begin to recognize our worth and our value, and we're 10 toes down in knowing who we are, we stop tolerating nonsense. When you get healed, you stop tolerating a lot of foolishness that you used to tolerate. When you get healed, you do things differently, right? When you begin to sit in your power and understand who you are, things are a lot different. And I mean a lot different for you. And I only know that because that's the place that I live in. I don't want to be with anybody who is unhealed, and I do not be with basement level people. I don't do it. And once you get healed, you start saying, why am I here? When you're in the process, you ask yourself questions. Why am I tolerating this? Why am I with somebody who don't treat me well? And I'm really trying to build something amazing with them. When you heal, hey, Everett, I see you. I see you. How you doing, my brother? I love you, Everett. Yes. So when you get healed, you stop, debasing yourself, right? And I'm telling you, like, when you begin to ask yourself these questions, like, what do I want? What's important for me? What do I need? You begin to change the whole game. because that's what we need. We need to be in touch. We need to be self-aware. We need to do the introspection. And that's for everybody that's listening. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Why can't you have somebody in your life when you were created for this? And you were created to be in partnership. And I know some people be like, no, I'm Gucci. You know what I'm saying? I said earlier, like, I'm good over here. It's peaceful over here. Right? So, but my point is that when you don't take the time to heal, you just go into the next relationship with some real serious unresolved issues. And it's important that you recognize that wherever you go, there you are. And the biggest issue I have with that on so many levels is that most people cannot see themselves. Most people can't see themselves. They can see what everybody else is doing, but they don't see how they show up, and they think that they're just fine. And the moment you go and you get into a relationship is the only time that you begin to see if you almost, I don't want to say it cryptic, but it's almost like an out-of-body experience. When you begin to examine your thoughts, your words, and your deeds as you are in relationship, and you begin to see that, maybe I didn't do this or that right. Maybe I should have handled that differently. Maybe I should have calmed down. Maybe I shouldn't have flipped my proverbial lid, right? You begin, while you're in relationships are meant to make us grow. And I know that's difficult for people to wrap their head around. But if I can't, because I can only sit with myself and take the information from my own head, but so much. I hope that makes sense. Because truth, and this is real talk, like if your advice is the only advice that you're taking, seriously, like let's think about that. Then you're not going to get very far. But if you have somebody with whom you are in relationship with that can talk to you and speak to your heart and help you, you get better. That's what happens. You just get better. If you don't begrudge the experience, if you take your time to do your due diligence, check your emotional, your heart space, right? If you do that, you're better for it. What corrects me all the time, believe it or not, is my kids. That's who checks me all the time. Sometimes, God is always checking me, but right, in my relationship with my children, sometimes I say stuff, and I used to more, not now, because they're grown, but sometimes I would say stuff and it wasn't nice, and then I have to think about it, and I would have to apologize to them because I couldn't see it at that moment. See, that's what I'm talking about when I say that relationships produce revelation about who you are. They are meant to refine you. They're not meant to knock you off your square. They're not meant to aggravate or agitate you. And if a relationship is agitating you, then I guess the question would be why? If you're triggered when somebody says something to you, then the question is, why is that triggering you? And that means to go inside. It doesn't mean to lash out. It means to go inside. Because if everything triggers you, like they said something to you that reminded you of your ex, if that's triggering you, ask yourself why. Why is that triggering me? Right? And that's important. So if things are popping off in your life, One of the reasons why this is really extremely important, if you're triggered, is that you get to the root of why you're triggered. You got to get to the root of why you're triggered, right? And not run away from it, not get angry, not get frustrated, not be mad. Why are you triggered? What's going on inside of you? And the only way to get to the root of that is to do some introspection. And for my sisters, I know my brothers journal, because I had a few brothers who journal, and sometimes they call me up to read me what's in their journal, to tell me what they, came up with for the day. But if you really want to get to it, then journal how you're feeling. Why did it make you feel that way? Why are you responding and reacting to things in that manner? What is setting you off? And I'm sure that you can articulate it if you sit with it for a moment, if you pray about it. You ask God to show you, like, why is this thing aggravating you so much? And this is for married people too, because when you're married, this is where the rubber meets the road. Sometimes you rub up against each other in the wrong way. And when you do that, what ends up ultimately happening, sometimes you lash out at your partner because they're the closest person to you. But why are you lashing out? You have to ask yourself those questions. Why can't you be with anybody? Why? Why is that? Out of all of these millions and millions and millions of people, billions of people in the world, you can't find not one part, nobody that you like enough to pour into and to be a blessing to, right? That's problematic. I'm telling y'all, it's problematic. And a lot of times people don't want to be in relationships because they're unwilling to heal, if that makes any sense. Like, no, I like just the way that I am, blah, 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 blah. Y'all heard me just say I like it over here because it's peaceful, it's quiet, and it's no drama, right? And what I said that earlier. I really love who I am. I love how I show up. I love, I'm really ecstatic about myself. But if you were to ask my kids on some days, they would be like, my mother crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I know. And my mother carried that, like, for real. Everybody thinks that they're amazing and they're great and they're wonderful. And you are within your own right. But the question is, why can't you be in a relationship? Why can't you? Why can't you be with somebody? Why can't you heal inside of a relationship? Why can't you show up willing to learn and grow in your next relationship? And part of the reason why we can't do that is because we are unwilling to change. We're unwilling to do anything, either accept me as I am or fill in the blank. We have got to change the way that we are doing business. We've got to take the necessary steps. We got to start practicing self-awareness, self-love, letting go, forgiving people. We have got to refine our standards of who we deal with. Can I tell you something? And I really want y'all to know this. Everybody is not for you. Everybody is not for you. Everybody don't have the capacity to love you right. Everybody's not going to do it even if they could. Sometimes you're just not it for them. And no matter how much you want to contort yourself into a pretzel for the benefit of having somebody in your life, it's not going to work until you honor you. It's not going to work. We have got to start doing the things that we need to do for us so that we have the capacity to pour into others. I said sometime, I think it was last week, it's always us who need the work. It's always us who needs to do the introspection. It's always us who needs to ask the questions of ourselves, not of other people. And a lot of times we don't want to do that work because it's hard. It's not easy. It is not easy. It's not easy to make the necessary adjustments. And so what people are doing is they're tapping out. They're saying, I had enough. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not playing this game with nobody. I'd rather be by myself. And I think a lot of times, like when I think about that, I think that that is, to be honest, I think that that's not a great thing, to become hermits, to like stop the world and get off, right? I don't think that that is the best thing for any of us, because we were not built not to be in relationships. We weren't built for that. We're supposed to be in relationships. We're supposed to quiet down, pipe down, shift, evolve, change, transform, metamorph into the new thing, morph into this new, amazing, better version of ourselves. We're supposed to. But if you don't have anybody in your life that can tell you anything, then we're already not where we should be. It could be your sister, your mother, your cousin, your brother. Somebody needs to be able to speak into you, right? To be able to tell you something without you getting offended and point things out to you, and so that you can take note. And the reason why I say this, to get back to the original topic, is hurt people hurt people. And sometimes we don't know that we are the hurt people that is hurting other people because we haven't healed. And it is important, before you get out into the next relationship, or you get around somebody, or even in your marriage right now, that you deal with the things that are bothering you. That you lean into it and stop getting frustrated. That you stop allowing things to trigger you, and when things trigger you, that you go inside and figure out, why is it triggering me? What's wrong? What's going on inside of me that every time somebody mentions Johnny's name, right, I get upset. My blood pressure go up. Every time somebody mentions something that I don't want to talk about, why is it that I respond and react the way that I do? Why is it so painful for me to deal with who I am and where I am? And so the question really is like, have I truly healed from whatever it is that's been aggravating you, frustrating you, it's taking you out? You can't even be good to your husband, or you can't be good to your wife, or you can't be good to anybody because you're holding on to a lot of stuff that does not even belong to you. And that's the truth. Hurt people hurt people. And I don't want to be the one that's hurting anybody. So I had to work on myself. And I am a constant work in progress. We all are. There is always ongoing transformation, evolution that should be happening in our lives. And if we stop doing that, we can amount ourselves to the people on the Walking Dead show. Not the ones killing them, but the ones that are walking, the Walking Dead. If there is no evolution and no transformation in and on your life, then there is a problem. There is something seriously wrong. We shouldn't be in the same place that we were when we were 25 years old. We shouldn't treat people the same way. We should be evolving. Our mind should be being transformed. Always learning something new about yourself and about others. So I had this amazing conversation with a friend of mine, and I absolutely love them. They are so dope. They're cool. They just sweethearts, right? So But the one thing that I do know is that he doesn't know his value or his worth. He has some medical issues, right? And because he has medical issues, right, without me giving up too much, he doesn't want to get involved with anybody. He's a really good friend. He's a dope dude. He's dope. I mean, absolutely amazing fella, right? He doesn't see himself as worthy. And I keep telling him, like, you need a good woman in your life. Like, you need a good woman, la, 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 la. I'm always talking crap. But the reason why I say that is because one time he said to me, Kim, I push people away. They get too close. I said, I know. Because we've been friends a long, long time. And I said to him, I know. But it's because of how he views himself that he pushes people away. It's not that he's not valuable. It's not that he's not worthy. Because he is. It's just that when people get too close to him, and a lot of us, people tend to push the person away. They sabotage it. And the reality is, if you want to have a healthy, happy relationship, but you don't think a lot of yourself, that's going to fall flat. It may not work out for you until you heal that part of yourself that doesn't believe or think yourself worthy. I mean, that's the bottom line. How you see yourself always shows up. And you react and respond to things based on how you see yourself. So if we're going to get to where it is that we want to be, increase our self-worth and understand that we are worthy and that we are amazing and we want to learn how to communicate better and set better boundaries for our lives, when we begin to do that, everything begins to change. You have to be clear about this because this is like really important. And I'm not talking to people because a lot of, I say hurt people hurt people. Sometimes we are the people that hurt people because of what we believe about ourselves. So, and because we believe that we're not worthy, we sabotage. And we may not even do it consciously. We might do it unconsciously. And don't understand why people are walking away because you're not dealing with what it is that's truly going on in your life. What's going on inside of you. I mean, having emotional clarity is everything. It is absolutely everything. Understanding what you need and what you want for your life is absolutely everything. Nobody can bamboozle you or get over on you when you know what you want and what you need. You don't even entertain people who are not in alignment with you anymore. And you also don't go back, and this is a sidebar, but not a super sidebar. You also don't go back to what you left behind. You keep moving forward because you really know your worth and your value, and you know what you bring to the table. Once you heal. So yeah, I just wanted to jump on here and talk about that for a little bit. I'm not staying on. I wanted to tell y'all that y'all have to catch me on Monday nights on Bars and Hoops Radio with Najib Smith. It is absolutely amazing. I love it. I am also having a women's celebration on healing on May the 10th. It is actually Mother's Day weekend at Platoish Park in Franklin Square, New York. It is going to be amazing. The tickets are $97. That includes a luncheon, a full buffet lunch. It's going to be nice. And I just want to celebrate my sisters. I usually keep it open for men and women, but this time I just want to invite my sisters. My brothers always come and they they support, they buy tickets, and they come and they show up anyway. But I think this time it's only going to be the sisters because I want us to have some private, personal time together, right? Where we can talk about what comes up. We can do exercises together, activities together. We can have a good time, right? So I'm excited about that. It's Mother's Day weekend, and what better way to celebrate yourself or celebrate your girlfriends? Y'all come together. We're gonna be taking pictures. The photographers is gonna be there. I'm contemplating whether I want to bring a little music, so we'll see. But yeah, absolutely. I want us to laugh, to have fun. Maybe there'll be a few tears shed, but I'm asking a few of the women to actually tell their stories. I'm gonna be passing the mic because when I tell you this is going to be absolutely amazing, how we overcame all that we have overcome as women, and boy, oh boy, have I got a story to tell. I have got a story to tell. When I tell y'all, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing. But yeah, so I just wanted to jump on. I just wanted to talk about hurt people, hurting people. Let's just make sure that we are not the ones that are hurting people. Show up being your best self. You deserve to have love. You deserve to be set free from all of the foolishness. You deserve to be around people who have the capacity to love you. You do. And so sometimes it just might be all of us sisters coming together and doing our thing as opposed to having a mate. But the reality is that we ultimately want to get to a place of partnership. And everybody doesn't want that. And I hear you. That's not my testimony, but I hear you, right? So yeah, I see y'all ain't saying hello. Y'all ain't said nothing to me all night. I see. But I love y'all though. I love y'all. And thanks so much for watching. Y'all have a blessed night.